you're a runner, here's 4 exercises to help boost your resiliency to those tough miles, as well as avoiding some overuse injuries along the way. I'm Dr. Zach Ratliff at TruMotion Therapy. I'm a sports chiropractor, and we treat a lot of runners. And a lot with running has to do with overuse. We're putting in a lot of miles day after day, and it does have some common patterns, some common injuries that we see. A lot of tendonitis, kind of some achy joints, as well as just various things that pop up over our training plans. So here's 4 exercises that are going to help bolster your running and stack the deck in your favor, just so we can keep continuous training on the books for you. First exercise we're going to do is going to target our Achilles tendon, which tends to be an area where we see a lot of tendonitis in runners. So things we can do to help strengthen that tendon are some calf raise eccentrics. So we're going to lift up on both feet, and then over about 3 to 5 seconds, we're going to slowly lower as low as we feel comfortable, and then coming back up, repeat the reps. And then eventually we can progress this into a single leg variant. We're going to come up, slowly lower, same tempo, and doing this for 15 to 20 reps, building up. Of course, this might be kind of challenging at first, but building up to about 15 or 20 reps for a few sets can be a great thing to sprinkle in a few times a week. Second exercise we'll do is going to target the patellar tendon, so right under that kneecap. So this one, another common area where runners get some achy pain. We can use that same curb or platform that we were using for the first one, for our first exercise. And what you're going to do is you're going to choose one leg to start on, and you're going to balance with the one leg, and then you're just going to slowly reach down with that other, but you're not going to let it hit the ground. And we're just going to hang out in this little quarter squat. And so you'll start to feel a little shaken, you'll feel the quads working, but what this is going to do is just put a little bit of a load through that tendon. So all the repetitive steps that we're taking while we're running, it's just going to help kind of bolster that tendon, put some good strength on it, and make it a little bit more resilient. So that can be a great one to do sets of about 20 to 30 second holds, and maybe try 3 to 5 reps on each side. The third exercise is going to be targeted at the hip flexors. Many runners experience tension in the front of the hips or feel like their hips are always tight. Oftentimes that can actually be an indication that the hip flexors are a little bit weak, and they just don't tend to be a muscle we strengthen often. So using one of these resistance bands, we can throw it around both feet, and then using a wall or something that you can kind of anchor into, you're going to almost lean as you would when you're running. And then one at a time, you're going to bring one knee up, hold for a second or two, so you're kind of feeling that hip flexor squeeze, and then slowly letting it come back down, going to the other side, and just slowly alternating here. You could do a set of 20 reps total, so 10 each side, and do a few sets. And you will start to kind of feel that burn in the front of the hip, and that'll be a great way to strengthen your hip flexors. The last exercise I want to mention is a core, midline stability. So plays a really important role for running, so that we make sure our power is going straight in front of us and we're not losing power side to side when our core gets fatigued in those later miles. So one way we can do that, holding a weight, it can be a dumbbell, kettlebell. We're going to hold it right in front. We're going to actually kind of squeeze into it with the hand. So I want you to feel that core kind of turn on. And then we're just going to slowly march back and forth. And we're just trying to minimize how much our body sways side to side by stiffening our core, keeping it engaged. So you can do relatively high rep of this, so 20 to 30 reps until you're kind of feeling that fatigue in the core. You can also do a variant where you hold the weight to one side, so a little suitcase carry. And so it's going to want to pull you over. You're engaging that core. Same thing, just minimizing that body sway side to side. And then switch sides, obviously, just to balance it out. But that'd be a great way to stabilize the core, especially for those later miles in those long races. I hope you find these exercises useful to come alongside your running training, helping you avoid some injuries along the way. But if you do end up in a situation where you're getting kind of those nagging, aching pains, we'd love to help you out. Feel free to visit our website at TruMotionTherapy.com, where we have plenty of resources for runners, mobility, all kinds of things like that, and also the ability to schedule an appointment with one of our providers.